Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Self Built. Today I'm going to show you how to turn your natural landmine attachment into a DIY hammer strength machine. So you ready? Alright, tune in, let's do it! Okay, so number one on the list, first you'll need some sort of carabiner and chain apparatus. If you're going to do two, you're going to need two. Then you're going to need, in my setup, this is just a 1-inch barbell. And what I'll do, as you can see behind me, I've got my little landmines right here. So this will slide right in here. So as of right now, this is basically just a landmine where you put weight here and you do whatever motion you want to do. But what I like to do is throw a little twist on it. And we're going to attach this up to my cables, which can be a little just like this. Now, what this will do when you're having, here you are. So instead of having a weight on your bar, typically what will happen is when you hit a certain plane, it'll be heaviest here because this is where the weight is on the bar. As you go up, there's a point where it starts to get lighter and easier. So when you add a cable to it, it gives you constant tension the whole time. It's the same and it's super smooth. And with it being a cable with the landmine attachment, it just gives you a completely different feel than having one or the other by themselves. And honestly, the closest thing I can think of is it feels like a hammer strength machine. If you're not familiar with that, it's a super popular and awesome gym workout equipment. So to be able to have that at your home workout is awesome. So there's a lot of different variations. I'm going to show you one for the back workout. I'll show you a couple for chest, some for arms in this demo video. So let me get the other one set up and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We've got two 1-inch barbells. We've got them in both of our little landmine attachments. And then we just have our little carabiners with our chains hooking up to our top cables. And with this, I mean, you can do a pull down variation, and something really nice is you can change whatever width you want to do. You can go wide, you can go narrow, you can just do whatever feels good. You can also turn, have a different stretch on the lats. So, I mean, there's a huge variety of things you can do. Now, if you don't have the luxury of having some barbells, there are some on Amazon. I think they're about $60, but I'll show you the price right here. You can go to like a Lowe's or Home Depot. You could get some pipes, and you could put pipes through here and put some sort of knuckle that you could have this attached to. And then another thing I was thinking of is you could have a 2x4 run through, and let me pull you over so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's just one of the landmines. So if you didn't have a bar going into this, what you could do is just take the pipe out by undoing this bolt. And instead of putting a pipe in here, you could just put a 2x4 piece of wood, drill a hole, put it in, and then you would have it as long as you want, and you could cut it, and then you could have a bar running through it, kind of like a bar like this with holes, and then you could attach the cables. So I'm just trying to throw out some ideas for you guys. Hopefully that helps, because I know not everyone has the same setup, so there's some different ideas for variety. Pro tips for you. Okay, with this, you can see at the different angle on these. Yeah, so if it's too high of an angle, this is going to start to automatically slide, which we don't want that. So, depending if you're going to have a really high angle, if you have this setup, they typically come with these little collars that thread right on, just so you can see what I'm talking about. And what you can do is just slide them down, so that way it'll hold it into whatever position you want. So you don't have to worry about anything changing. You can keep it constant, and that way it's not going anywhere. So that's super nice. And then, since we talked about that 2x4 and I showed you, I'm going to show you a little secret. You ready? Okay. With this, I've got a number of holes that I put in here. This is just your standard 2x4. I think I put it about 4 feet or so. It's not crazy wide. But with these holes that I put in here, I think they're 1.25 inches that I drilled in. And what you do, I'm doing the inner hole, slide this here and here. Then this changes things. So instead of having this grip like this, you get your grip on the wood. So you get it, instead of a neutral grip, you get pronated, and you don't get to close your hands, so you get to work on grip strength too. So that's pretty awesome. And you can go different widths. And you can also add this on top of the wood, because you might have the same problem where it will slide up a little bit. So that just basically cinches it down. We'll do that for this one too. Right? And it doesn't have to be crazy or anything. You just want it to be so it doesn't go anywhere. Then you can go crazy. You can do all sorts of pulling down. Now this feels totally different than the first one I was showing you. Different grip, different width. You can also come out here, and it changes things up again. So there's a lot of variety. This is just with the back. Now I'll show you a couple chest ones, because the chest ones are awesome too. So hang on. Next, to set up for some sort of pressing variation. So just to kind of show you in real time. So I've got my bar. You just want to plug it in. And then, since I have the luxury of having a Smith machine, I can set the bar to whatever level I want. So I can just let it rest on the bar. And then I'll attach my top section to my bottom section. If this doesn't seem familiar, go back to my cables video and you'll know what I'm talking about. Next, I've got a longer chain and carabiner. This one I would guess is about 3 feet long, somewhere around there. And all you do is you'll have this part go right onto this, and then this bottom part will hook onto the bottom, and I'll show you in just a second. We've got our chain here, and then I've got my lower pulley right here. All you got to do is just hook these together, just like this, and you're good to go. Now I'll probably make some fine-tune adjustments, but let's kind of go over this. Here's what it basically looks like without having a bench in there. So you can see you've got the 2 bars here. You can get underneath it, do some pressing. Something I love about having the chains is you can basically set to whatever height or length that you need, since you just have to put it in between the chain links. That way you can adjust to whatever you want to do. And if you don't have the luxury of having the bar like this you can rest these on, have no fear. I've thought of that as well. Originally I had these chains up here that I was going to use for this very reason, but I just found out that using the bar was quicker. So if you just want to attach, I have these bolted into the frame. So what you can do is you can just have some carabiners like so, and you can attach it just like how that one is. So I hope that gives you some more ideas of how to pimp out your gym. So let me give you a couple demos of this so you can kind of see it in action, because I mean, who doesn't want to see this thing work? It's pretty awesome. So I've got a bench that I'm laying on. You can see right here I've just got to add a slight incline. I've got each of my bars here and here. Now, if you're wanting to do some upper chest and a little bit of shoulder, all you do is just push straight up. And If you're familiar with the hammer strength machine, it feels so close to it. It actually gives you more motion though, because it's usually a fixed motion, where with this, you're balancing a little bit, so it activates more muscle. And it's also safe in the sense of, say, oh, I'm tired and I can't do anymore. You just drop it and your shoulders won't go any further. You won't go in any range that's dangerous for you. So it's a very good exercise, very safe, and it's very fun to do. You can change the height of your bench. You can do flat, decline. There's a lot of things you can do with this. It's really nice. And then, this might be a little bit high, but if you just want to do a quick little setup for some arms, all you gotta do, since you've already got it set to the bottom, you're like, oh, well, I just want to do some curls. So, there you are. One of my favorites is to go like this, and then you can curl to the outside. Then you can face a different direction and curl a different way. And when you curl at this angle compared to this angle, it just hits the muscles a lot differently. So it feels really good. And I'll give you one more quick demo. Here's a variation for some standing dips, or you can also do triceps. It's very similar to the first one that I showed you, except these chains are much longer, so this bar can be down lower, so you can just simply walk up to it and start to press. So let me show you that real quick. You just gotta walk up, got your bars right here, and then you just push. This is basically like doing seated dips. Feels awesome, gives you a lot of range of motion. And similar to the arm workout they were doing, if you wanted to do just some triceps, you could just grab with one arm, you could just start to push, just like that. That feels different than doing just cables by itself. Do the other arm. So, a lot of good things you can do. Really fun. It adds a huge variety to what you can do, and I hope you really try it. Let me know. Comment if you tried it, how it worked out, what you think. If you have any issues, let me think. I'll see if I can think of some stuff to help you out. But this is some good things. We're going to start doing some workouts now, so get ready for some good times. Oh, another pro tip. When you're doing enough weight that this thread starts to hurt your hands, in an earlier video, just put some PVC pipe on it, just like that, and there you go. You got protected hands. I mean, you want to have manly hands with callus anyways. Well, maybe. I do. So whatever you want, your preference is. If you want rough hands, soft hands, but this is really nice. Helps a lot. And you can also, with those 2-inch, this is 1 inch, you could do the 2-inch, and you can put it on here so you can get some fat grips. I'll show you some fat grip training on some future videos too. There's a lot of good things coming. So, if you like this video, like it, that'd be great. Share it, subscribe, anything will help. So, hope you have a great day. Hope this video helps you out and we can get self-built together.